It's a historic moment in U.S. politics. Democrats and Republicans are united on one thought. What the hell kind of people vote for Donald Trump? Well, here's an answer. Follow me through it. Bill Cosby and O.J. Simpson. What do they have in common?
And I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
Yes, they're both famous and black. But there's a big difference between them too. When O.J. was tried for killing his ex-wife and her friend, the black community lined up behind the juice. But with Bill Cosby, that line forms to the right, behind his alleged victims. In fact, the comedian who triggered all this by pointing out the Cosby allegations, Hannibal Buress, is black. So, why the difference? Could it be that black people in America have become more assimilated and accepted in the past 30 years and don't feel the need to engage in racial politics? No. So what's the difference between O.J. and Cosby? Well, here's one. O.J.'s victims were white. Cosby's alleged victims, some of them were black. All right, calm down. Before you start going all white lives matter on me, there's a good reason for this. There's a long history in America of white women having consensual sex with black men, then turning around and crying rape, and a black man gets lynched. And other examples of white men stealing and blaming it on a black man, who gets lynched. Or a black man being accused of looking at a white woman, and then gets lynched. You see a pattern? So when a black man is accused of a crime against a white person, especially a white woman, there are lots of reasons for black people to say, But before you white folks start getting uppity, when white cops shoot unarmed black men, who do white folks line up behind? The cop. It's the same impulse that gets sports fans to line up behind their favorite athlete when he's accused of something. If it's sexual assault, they call the accuser a liar without care for the facts. Look at Michael Vick. The prick tortured and killed dogs, and his fans tried to slough it off. He killed dogs. But the dogs were strangers and Vic was their man, so let him play. And women back Kesha in her allegations against her record producer, even when there's been no evidence, and there is evidence that Kesha could be using the charges to get out of her recording contract. In Canada, a fallen left-wing media icon who's accused of multiple sexual assaults became the darling of the right-wing men's rights movement because the women accusing him lied in court, proving the MRA thesis on sexual assault charges. In short, they're bullshit. You see, the brain edits out data that doesn't validate the user's opinion. It makes a greatest hits album out of snatches of information that suit their bias. Like being on iTunes and buying only the songs you like and not listening to the whole album. So bottom line, black, white, male, female, everyone roots for the home team. Human beings are tribal. Cool kids versus nerds, jocks versus nerds, Yankees versus Mets, Leafs versus Habs, Marvel versus DC, Star Trek versus Star Wars, Kim versus Kylie, Betty or Veronica, Transformers or GoBots. Okay, no, nobody likes GoBots. As a society, we're supposed to be this. Instead, we're this. Which brings us to Donald Trump. He called Ted Cruz Lyin' Ted, but Trump lies virtually every time he opens his mouth. His supporters identify with Trump, so the facts are irrelevant. Songs you don't buy from the album. So to answer the question, what kind of people support Donald Trump? Well, look in the mirror. Human beings all have the same impulses, and that's why when Caesar finally rises up, I'm with the monkeys. I'm Ed the Sock. Follow me on Twitter at Ed the Sock, and don't forget to subscribe while you're at it.